Hello, I'm Elise Dennison, Mayor of the City of Leesburg. I wanted to talk to you today about the census. By now, most of you have received the 2020 census form. Participating in the 2020 census is a civic duty and good for your community. The United States first started the official census in 1790. This is the very first responsibility of the federal government under the U.S. Constitution to count all persons living in the United States, to allocate seats in the U.S. House of Representatives among the states. But your participation in the census impacts a much broader range of decisions, from how legislative districts at all levels of government are drawn, to where roads and transit are built in the future, to how more than $800 billion in federal funding is distributed annually across the country. There are multiple ways to be counted in the 2020 census. In mid-March, forms were sent out to most addresses in the United States telling how to respond online, respond via phone or mail, through late spring and summer. Census Bureau employees may follow up in person for those not yet counted. This is subject to be modified due to the COVID-19 impact. Your personal information can only be used to produce statistical information, and your personal information cannot be seen or used by other government agencies or the courts. Let me explain that. Under Title 13 of the U.S. Code, the Census Bureau cannot release any identifiable information about individuals, households, or businesses, even to law enforcement agencies. To support historical research, for example, genealogy searches, Title 44 of the U.S. Code allows the National Archives to release census records only after 72 years. That's 72 years. Census Bureau staff take a lifetime oath to protect your personal information. Any violation comes with a penalty of up to $250,000 and/or 5 years in prison. Online responses are secured by multiple layers of encryption and isolated from online access as soon as you hit submit. English language proficiency is not required to participate in the 2020 census. The complete online census questionnaire will be available in 12 languages other than English. Telephone responses will be accepted in the same additional 12 languages. Paper forms are printed in English and Spanish. Language guides and glossaries will be available in 59 non-English languages plus Braille. There are so many services and programs decided by the census. I ask you to go to 2020census.gov for a full list. Let's discuss counting the children, because this seems to be the most problematic area. In the 2020 census, the net undercount of children under the age of 5 was 4.6%. That's nearly 1 million children. Unlike other age groups, the undercount of young children grew between the 2000 census and the 2010 census. This is not a new problem, and it's not unique to the United States. U.S. Census research shows that young children are not included in census response because there is confusion about who to count. For example, individuals may not understand that they should include children staying in their home who aren't their own. In other cases, individuals intentionally exclude children because they fear they could be exposed for breaking housing rules. The 2020 census will help determine how more than $675 billion in federal funds is distributed to communities for the next 10 years, basically an entire childhood. When young children are not counted, support for programs such as health insurance, hospitals, child care, food assistance, schools, and early childhood development is impacted because the more children there are, the greater the need. Help ensure your children are counted in 2020. Count babies and children of all ages, even newborns and infants living with you, including biological, step, and adopted children, as well as grandchildren, foster children, and children in joint custody. Count newborn babies at the home where they live most and sleep most of the time, even if they are still in the hospital on April 1st, 2020. Don't count babies born after April 1st, 2020. Count children where they live and sleep most of the time, even if their parents do not live there. They are not related to the person completing the census who owns or rents the property. If children are moving to a new home in 2020, count them where they are living on April 1st, 2020. If a child's time is divided between more than one home, count them where they stay most of the time. If their time is evenly divided between homes, or you don't know where they stay most often, count them where they are staying on April 1st, 2020. For children that don't have a permanent place to live, count them where they are staying on April 1st, 2020, even if they are only staying there temporarily. Remember, their census counts. Everyone living in the United States, and your responses are protected by law. They are safe. What I want you to do now that you've got some time at home during this COVID-19 epidemic is to take a few minutes and to fill out your census form, or call and do it over the phone. You are fully able to take care of this in just a couple minutes. For those of you whose neighbors or family do not speak English, please assure them that they can be taken care of at mycensus2020.gov. This is extremely important. We have to be able to support programs for the children without raising taxes. And please, once again, do not fear that the government is using this information to do anything to you or against you. It is not that way. So please answer your census form. It's extremely important. Thank you.